Hello everyone and welcome to this week's short example on Midgame tactics. This is based on the free ebook available on the World Xiangqi Federation website. The URL is given below in the comments section. A short analysis of this position. In terms of material, Red would have one chariot, one cannon, one horse, a full guard, and one pawn that was prepared to cross the river. Black would also have one chariot, two cannons, but he would lack an advisor. This would be a single advisor guard. He would also have a pawn that would have trouble trying to cross the river because the red elephants would be preventing that. Now, at this point in time, in terms of position, the red horse was threatening to capture the black chariot. Now, it would be black's turn to move first in this example. Before we continue, this example would be a negative example or an example of what not to do. Now, in this situation, the red horse was threatening to capture the black chariot, but it was pinned by the black cannon. So basically, it would be the red horse cannot move. Now, it would, under most circumstances, usually black would deliver a check and try to capture the central advisor, thus using the cannon to pin the red horse and the advisor to the same file and try to maneuver his other pieces to deliver a checkmate. However, in this case, it would not be a very good idea. Now, I ran this position, the initial position through the computer, and the best move that black should make should be to play r7 minus 1. However, we shall go through the example as can be seen. So, in this position, Black made a blunder of capturing the central advisor, although it was very enticing. Now, how should Red overturn the tables or free his horse from this skewer, this royal skewer? So, the first thing that Red should do would be to play r2 minus 1 for the check, and then threaten to capture the cannon immediately. Now, at this point in time, it would be best for black to play c1 plus 2 to link his cannons up. It would not be a good idea to play c6 minus 1 because it would be an immediate checkmate. By retreating the cannon, black had severed all possible escape routes of his king, so this would be a smothered checkmate. c2 plus 2 would not be a good idea either because if, let's say, black advanced the cannon, Red will immediately deliver a check and capture the black cannon, and also at the same time threaten to capture the black chariot. So black would be in all sorts of trouble, and red's material supremacy would be hard for black to overcome, and unless red made any major blunders, he would be more or less guaranteed to win the game. Therefore, c1 plus 2 would be the most viable option for black. Now, since black had already linked its cannons, so how should red continue to attack? The c1 plus 3 would be a very good move, now whereby red will now threaten to use his cannon to capture the black cannon, and then use the other chariot to capture the black cannon in a trade of cannons. So this would present a dilemma for black. There were 4 different options or 4 different variations that were given in the book. The first would be c2 plus 2, c6 plus 2, c6 plus 5, c6 equals to 9, and a4 plus 5. So we shall go through the second variation first. Would it be a good idea for the black cannon to capture the remaining advisor so that the black chariot would be safe from any possible attacks? The answer would be a resounding no, because red would simply at this point in time, it would also seem that black was now prepared to deliver a skewer, threatening again material, but red could easily escape this skewer with a check. And in the process of doing so, free himself from the skewer. Now there will be many options for red to continue. He could trade cannons to weaken black's formation or move his horse, etc. And either way, it would be to red's advantage. Red would have a huge advantage at this point in time because the black chariot was relatively trapped, and the black cannon would need to move away. So sorry. So c6 plus 5 would not be an option. Now what about threatening to immediately trading material? Again, a check would be delivered, a followed by the king moving up to the third rank. But at this point in time, red would simply capture the black chariot because now the cannon had moved away. And at this point in time, red would win for sure because the presence of the almighty chariot on the board would be too much for black to handle. And the last variation, a4 plus 5 to uh, toughen up the defense would not be a good idea either because red would simply trade cannons, and he would sacrifice his chariot, or this would be a pseudo sacrifice. And again, red would be sure to win because the black pawn will be easily captured, and the resulting endgame situation would be red's one horse, one pawn versus black's essentially two elephants and one advisor, which would be a winning position or winning endgame situation for red. Hence, a4 plus 5, a4 plus 5 would not be a viable option either. Now, perhaps black's most stubborn defense would be to play c6 plus 2. Now, again, threatening to deliver a skewer. Check. And red would simply trade cannons. Now, one of the aims of advancing the cannon would to prevent the red horse from advancing. So, after trading cannons, an intermediate move to deliver a check, and red will keep applying pressure on the black cannon. Black will be in deep trouble. So at this point in time, this would be another huge dilemma for black. If c6 minus 3 were played, it would be an immediate checkmate. If c6 minus 2, red would simply play r2 equals to 4, and this would be essentially a fork. Red would not be threatening to capture the black cannon, which cannot capture the red horse, or it will be a check. And also red would be threatening to capture the black chariot. So black would definitely lose another piece, and red's material superiority would be too much for black to handle. c6 plus 3 would also not be an option because now red would simply advance his horse to be able to formulate or orchestrate a chariot horse combination attack on the black king, and which unfortunately the black cannon would also be pinned by the red king in this situation. So I ran this position. There are many variations for red to win. I ran this position in my computer, and this was the one of the generated variations. Check, 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 and black would lose the cannon and red would win for sure. So there are still other variations, but basically this would be a winning position for red. So I hope you've enjoyed this short video, a short recap. Now, although black had already applied a skewer to the red horse and the king in this file, it was a big mistake for black to try to play aggressively. Instead, perhaps the best possible move would be for black to retreat his chariot so that he would gain an open line whereby this chariot would be able to help to defend his position. Now, also, after delivery a check, black would still have a chance of redemption if he did not capture the black advisor and played r7 plus 9 to try to harass the red cannon. Now, There were some variations that were generated in my computer, but basically black would still have red would have a huge advantage, but black would still have a playable game. So these were two very fatal mistakes or blunders that black had made. So after capturing the advisor, black showed that he had underestimated the potential of black's attack. So as can be seen, threatening to capture the cannon, check, trading cannons, and basically this would be the end of the game for black. So I hope you've enjoyed this very short but informative tutorial on how to maneuver pieces or capture material in Xiangqi. Okay, see you soon. Have a nice day ahead, and if you like the work that I've been doing, please subscribe to my channel.